You're listening to the Shaun of the South podcast, brought to you by Food City, dedicated to providing you, their valued customer, with top quality products at the best value every day. From certified Angus beef to locally grown produce and in-store made baked goods, nobody does food like Food City. Find a store conveniently located near you at foodcity.com. Okay, well, I'm in Elvis's dressing room, the Ruffin Theater. This is the top room where, above the theater, where Elvis changed when he performed here, when he was just a kind of a nameless musician, like I am now. And anyway, I'm up here, and we're doing a bunch of podcasts and stuff, and I'm going to give you some dog updates, because the number one thing I hear when I do a show afterward, when I get to hug necks and shake hands and kiss babies, is what are your dogs like? You know, what's going on with Marigold, the blind coonhound that I've written about a bunch? How's she? So I'm going to tell you how they are. Isn't this what you always wanted to know? I'll start with Thelma Lou. She's our bloodhound. She is about 100 pounds, and she comes all the way up to your nipple. She is huge and muscular, but lanky, and got enough skin that you could wrap it around my van 2 or 3 times. And she got ears that almost brush the floor when she walks. They're so long, they're big old jowls. And she's good. She had some hip dysplasia because she's 6 years old. And so we had to take her to the vet, and we had to get her all sorts of medication. And she's kind of out of all the dogs, they're all very, very smart. But Thelma Lou, she's not quite got the IQ that they have, so we just say she's pretty. And so she's doing much better. Her hip feels good. She spends 90% of every single day out in our backyard, standing at the fence, looking at the street and people walking by our house in Birmingham on their exercise walks, and she tries to ruin their day by baying at them. She doesn't bark, she bays. It's more of a like that. So she's good. The second dog I'll tell you about is Otis Campbell. He's good. He's a little wild man. He's a Labrador. We call him the alleged Labrador. We're not real sure whether he's Labrador and pit bull or Labrador and something else, because he's got a wide face of a pit bull, and he is loyal to a fault. He's so loyal that you get sick of him because he's always around you. He can't be separated from you, so he's always bullying his way into any situation you're in. If you're in the kitchen, he's going to be sitting on your foot. If you're on the couch, he's going to be underneath your armpit. If you're trying to play the piano, he's going to be underneath your seat with his head in your lap. He's just very needy. Well, he's been getting into a lot of trouble lately. He's been getting into the trash a lot. And when we travel to do shows, we had a pet sitter come to our house, and she was on some very, very fancy diet where you had to buy your special diet food from a supplier for the whole week. She had about $300 worth of diet food that she came into the house with in a big bag, and she set it on our counter. Then she went back out to her car very quickly, and we came back in, and $300 worth of diet food was all over the floor with the remnants all over Otis's face. So that was it was a nice expenditure Jamie and I paid for. And let's see. So he's been getting into a lot of trouble lately. And then there's Marigold, the blind coonhound. A sweet, sweet dog. We got her in Mississippi from a blind hound rescue. They told us that there was a dog who had been abused, and she was found behind a tire shop in West Mississippi. So we drove all the way to West Mississippi to get her, and right on the Alabama-Mississippi line, we got her in the car, and we just fell in love with her immediately. She was about the size of a hickory stick at that time. She was just rawhide lean. You could count every one of her ribs. And now she looks like a little seal. She's just fat, and you can, if you were to smack her butt, your hand would bounce off of it. She's so fat. But she's blind, so she bumps around into everything in the house. But she's learned our house so well that we get to watch her run through the rooms and narrowly avoid a wall within just like a quarter of an inch. She knows where everything is so that she can actually run and play through the rooms, which is pretty cool. She owns both of our couches, so she sits on the couches, and that's pretty much all she does all day. Sometimes she'll go outside. We have our neighbor. He's kind of a reclusive guy, and he really takes an interest in the dogs and feeds them, and we believe that he's the reason why she's gained, several thousand pounds. So, in short, the dogs are really good. Thank you, everybody, for asking, and this could go down in history as the most uninteresting podcast that I've ever done, but it was actually kind of fun to talk about my dogs because we don't have kids, so they're very, very close to us emotionally, and that makes us moderately pathetic, but we do love our animals. So I hope everybody out there loves their animals too. I know they do. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I hope you have a wonderful day with your pets. God bless. Well, thanks for listening to Sean of the South. I've been your host today, Sean Dietrich, and it has been a true privilege. To find out anything more about what I do, you can visit SeanDietrich.com, or for those who are not particularly good spellers, you can visit SeanOfTheSouth.com, and there you can find out all sorts of information that you didn't know you didn't need to know about me. And while you're there, I hope you take the time to drop me a line. Tell me what's important to you. Tell me what's going on in your life. I'd like to hear it. And in case anyone hadn't told you today already, I love you. Now go say that to somebody else. Have a great day.